Good evening, everybody. Welcome to Tarot with Attitude. I am your host, the Reverend Rob Lee. Bangarang. Okay, everybody getting nestled in. The weather's cooling off, things like that. It's cold up here today. We're going to start tonight with our prayer, protection, things like that. Our most gracious and loving Heavenly Father, the Divine Mother, all that is the all, we say thank you for the gifts that you have given us. I pray now tonight that you pour your protection on everyone here, everyone in, and let nothing harm us, let nothing attach to us, let nothing enter that's not of the light and of your highest good or our highest good. So mote it be. All right, everybody, good to see everybody. Let's see what's happening here. Cynthia, Deborah, glad everybody's coming in. Let's see what's going on. All right, so we've got first one right out of the gate tonight. I will be using my Sun and Moon Tarot. And this is, hi, Rev. Does my friend Elena have any message for me? She's been passed over. Okay, let's find out what's going on. Let me bring this up, bring up the screen. All right, and we will find out. All right, so we are asking if Elena is here. All right, we're going to do this one. That was a jumper. Okay. If Elena is here, does Elena have any messages and want to reach out to JA? And that's going to be, let's see what's going on and find out what's happening there. Okay. So your light card, first light card, we have the Seven of Swords. This is almost coming to me almost like a warning. Something's not true. Something doesn't fit right, and it's not coming through. And what we're talking about here is futility. You're wasting your time on something, and it's time to let something go and move on. You know, the other shadow card that we have here is the King of Cups. Now, are we wasting time on a relationship? This was the card that flipped over. I'm sorry. It was the jumper. And then I got Seven of Swords. Are you in a relationship? Is somebody wanting to be in a relationship with you? Because Jay, what I'm getting is there might be some dishonesty going on in that relationship. Ultimately, it's the Two of Pentacles. You're going to be juggling things between the spirit world and the real world. So this is something you need to be mindful of, get grounded, and stay ever present and listen to what's going on. Use your brain. Don't let somebody come swooping in, okay? And make sure that you're watching for those flags. All right. Wow. Banger. Okay. Wow. We're off to a start tonight. JA, I'd love to talk to you about it more. Everybody, if you want more information, in the description down below is my link tree of how to get hold of me and see what's going on. You can book a session, things like that. You can also pick up your copy of Tarot Simplified, the book I wrote, Making Tarot Easy. And that's what we're going to do. I'm going to be designing a course to go with that right now. I'm helping some ladies that we started, and I wanted to find out what's going on and get some feedback from them, and they're going to give it. But at the same point, we're going to build a course where people can actually come in and do this through the community or whatnot. So make sure you're checking everything out below and find out what's going on. All right. So Andrew, no, peace. You're up next. What Sakshi, my friend, thoughts about me? You know what? I'm not going to read their mind about you. I'm not going to go into that. Again, peace. You've heard me say over and over, there are guidelines and ethics about reading somebody without their permission. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to ask Spirit to say, what does peace need to know about this relationship with Sakshi or Sakshi? Let's see if I'm saying that wrong. I'm not meaning to. All right. But let's find out what's happening here. All right. And the first thing we have is the Ace of Cups. This is about understanding there's something new brewing. There very well could be some type of romantic feelings or at least some love, some good kindred, but we're looking at the whole spectrum. If you notice the colors here, like the rainbow, the whole spectrum, okay, of emotions. And this is going to be something new you're going to be looking at. You know, we're to the Queen of Cups. This is something this relationship, you might want to nurture and take it very slow, but remember to take care of yourself. Look out for what's going on and don't be led. I'm getting a lot of that lately with people I've read for or whatnot about being careful and not being led. A lot of people are hungry for love, hungry for a relationship. And at that time, they're actually doing things when their gut and their intuition is telling them no. So I see some new things coming in this relationship. I see you need to take care of yourself, but I do see some positive things happening with this relationship piece. So you just let me know what's going on. All right. Bangarang. Okay, there we go. Now I'm going to grab these cards up. Andrew, what message does my guides need me to know at this moment? All right. What a great question. What message does your guides want or need you to know right now at this moment? So here we go. Let's bring this up. Put this back on. All right. We're going to cut the deck. Andrew, what message does my guides want or need me to know at this moment? Right out of the gate. Wow, look at there. I split the cards back up, did the whole shuffle, jive, cut, everything, and we're right back here at the Ace of Cups. So there's some new things going through, new emotional things coming in front of you. You need to be aware of this, okay? And this could be a time where your emotions start carrying you away, all right? Look how many cups we've already got tonight, all right? What I'm getting here is the Magician. You still have to remember, everything is on you. The Magician is very, very strong, and you're going to make your love connections work. You're going to make whatever this is you're trying to work, and you're going to be responsible for your manifesting and bringing things to yourself. We have the Seven of Cups. This is choices. Notice here it says debauch. Don't get carried away in the physical aspects. There's something going on. You're going to be starting to make choices. I want you to be careful that you're making the right, wholesome choices. That's the message. There seems to be like a warning sign going on around you, Andrew. So bangarang. Peace. I will clear my upcoming exam. Let's take a look. Let's find out. Did you study? Did you do the work? Did you put it in? How do you feel about it? All right. So real quick, I'm going to pull one card. All right. And we're going to ask, wants to know if she passed her exam. And what I'm getting here, the Four of Pentacles, a new base. Yes, she did. Okay. This is about power. It's about being in a new place, and you're going to be able to start using that. So yeah, that's good news. That's what's happening. All right. Let's see where we are. Cirandella, good to see you. Wow, bangarang, welcome. Hey, Rev Rob, I'm considering going back to school to get my therapist counseling license. What message does Spirit have for me regarding this? Thank you. You are never too old to anything. It's if you're going to put your mind and will to it, Cirandella. This is going to be the absolute thing you need to know. Just like Andrew, this is going to fall on you. Nothing wrong with going back and getting an education. Let's take a look about this whole therapy thing and find out what's going on. So, Ciaran, we might as well just leave this card up. I don't know what's going on. This is an emotional new start. It looks like a lot of people are coming up tonight and getting emotional new starts. So there's going to be some work. There's going to be some things that drive you crazy, but it's all going to work out. And what I'm seeing is it's a great place if you're thinking about starting over. What I'm really picking up is this is a start over for you moment. The Nine of Pentacles. This is about being able to bring things into your life and you being able to help people and actually manifest some great things coming. It's time for you to manifest the life that you want. Gain. Wow. What a powerful reading. That is awesome for you, Cirandella. Go for it. All right. Let's find out what's happening here now. All right. Cirandella, here we go. Let me bring that down. Arcana house in the house. Sorry, I couldn't resist it. Hey, Arcana, will you please give me a quick card throw? Thank you. Absolutely. Let's find out what's going on. What's shaking for Arcana house? Here we go. All right. Do a little bit of a shuffle differently tonight. We're going to find out what's going on. And is everybody getting ready? While I'm shuffling Arcana and I'm thinking about you and what's going on and what you need to be aware of. Wednesday night, 8:30, I'm going to be with Bridget on Eyes of the Dragonfly. And I believe we talked about, she sent me this stuff. I hadn't even looked at it. I believe we're going to be discussing sigil magic, sigils, how to make them, what to do, and some different things that you can do to help bring some things about in your life. So it's going to be Beyond the Cards, 8:30 on Eyes of the Dragonfly with Bridget. I'll post it on my channel so y'all can see it on the Facebook. Click on it, but you'll be going there. So make sure you go into Eyes of the Dragonfly with Bridget and getting that up and running. So you've got a place, you're already there, and make sure you ring the little bell so you get notified when she puts new content out. She puts a lot of content out, especially in shorts, and it's great content. All right. So let's find out what's going on. Arcana House. Here we go. Let's find out. We have the Tower Arcana. One of the things about the Tower is that means there's some type of big change coming. There is some change coming for you. Now, the key thing is in this change, we go through this, and I talk about this in the video I just did earlier this week. Go check it out, about anger and politics and everything else. We need to understand that the lightning is there to purify what's going around you so you can move ahead. All right. And that's very important to know. The changes are coming. 1 and 6. 1, that individual, that thing beginning with you. 6 is a victory. Bring them together. We have a 7. You're going to have to make some choices, have some decisions, observe, look what's going on, realize, don't fight the change. How is this going to affect me, and what can I do? That's going to be very important. We have the 8 of Wands, meaning there's going to need to be some movement. You're going to be looking at that fire. We've got swiftness. So as this starts to happen, instead of fighting it and getting stuck, take a look at how you're going to be able to move forward with it, how it's going to help you manipulate your life, how things are going to happen, and what the benefits are. Change is generally good. We just don't like it. Okay. So Bangarang Arcana, keep us posted. Let me know what's going on and what's happening. We'd love to hear how that shakes out for you. Okay. All right. J.A., Rob, Rev, will I be successful, with this new job at Marshall's? Will there be any hiccups? There's always hiccups. All right. And if you keep worrying about the hiccups, there'll definitely be hiccups because you'll manifest them. You'll become your own worst enemy. All right. We call this being a self-fulfilling prophecy. All right. There's always hiccups. That's the thing, though, is how do we handle the hiccups? That's what life's about. All right. So let's take a look. Jane wants to know what's going on about her job at, where was it? Marshall's. All right. And let's see what's happening. So we've got a new gig. Will she be successful? And let's find out what's going on here. All right. So quick cut of the deck. And I've got the Ace of Wands. There's another ace. This is going to help you find your fire. This is going to help you find something that you're passionate about. I think you're going to discover that this is going to be something very good in working with people or something like that that's going to stir something within you to take the next step. We have the High Priestess. Now what we're talking about is using your intuition, using your knowledge. When you're going through these things and you see a hiccup possibly coming, you know how to deal with it. You know how to handle it. Use your intuition, use that personal knowledge you've got, and you'll be able to work through anything. This is really cool. We have the Ace and the 2, which comes out to be a 3, which means creating something absolutely phenomenally beautiful. You'll be able to do this. You'll be able to work with other people. You're going to be able to find out some teamwork is going to be very important, but you have to follow your own heart and listen to your intuition. It's all going to be okay. All right. That's what I'm getting here. Saeed, welcome. Glad to see you here. Let's see what's going on. Saeed, new subscriber. Like number 2, any new relationship coming now? Any new relationship? Tell you what I'm going to do. Let's just go ahead and grab a pendulum. That is a yes or no question. I've got my amethyst going right here. So I'm going to ask pendulum, I'm going to ask two questions. A, pendulum, will you work with me tonight? Yes. All right. Pendulum, do you need cleaning? No. Okay. So, pendulum, do you want to work with me on this question for Sahi? Because I'm getting a sluggishness. It's going in circles. I'm going to bring out another pendulum. I don't think that pendulum really wanted to deal with this question, Sahil. So let me see. Am I saying that right? Yes, Sahil. So here we go. I'm going to bring out a different pendulum. And pendulums have personalities. Bridget and I are going to do a pendulum course at some point, but here we go. All right. So, pendulum, will you work with me this evening? There we go. Do you need cleansing or cleaning? No. Great. Sahil wants to know, are there any new relationships coming their way right now? Look at it shaking. All right. And we're not getting indefinite. That's telling me there's things in the works. So it's going to be reliant on somebody else's actions and your actions. Be open, be prepared. Let's do a reading and find out what's going on. Yes, there's something stirring, but nothing set in stone as far as the pendulum is saying right now. So let's take a look and find out what's going on. And we'll take a quick read and see what that's about. Here we go. Sahil, what does Sahil need to know about a new relationship coming her way right now, or his way? I'm sorry, I don't know the gender of a lot of foreign names, so that's bad, but I don't. And I don't ever want to offend anybody on that. So, your light card, right? Justice. Okay. This is now, to those of y'all who are taking my card, remember 8? I told y'all 8 and 11 get swapped in this deck. This is the Justice card, is the 8, where in a lot of other decks, it is the Strength or Power card. So we have the 8 here. And what this is saying is, Sahil, that you are going to bring into your life what you're putting out. This is justice. There's some karmic stuff working here, and there's some things that you need to realize. So if you find yourself being a little short, a little curt, things like that, you're going to be the greatest person that's affecting relationships. And it might be somebody that's observing, somebody that's watching, somebody that's listening. So yes, we've got it, but look at there. New relationship, completely possible. Things are heading your way, but it's going to be on you of what you put out as far as what you get back. Make sure you're looking at what's happening and you understand what's going on in your life, and that how you're behaving is going to affect how other people see you. Okay? Wow. Banger. All right. Here we go. Now, separate these cards out again. All right, Jen, will I get child support from Lewis? Let's find out. I don't want you to go to the bank because, again, I don't believe anything's predestined. But I know I'm feeling that you're going to be getting some help, but it might be a little bit of a fight. That's what I'm getting right out of the gate. So there's a difference between being awarded child support and then him actually paying it. All right. So let's find out what's going on and let's see what we've got here. Jen wants to know, will she actually be receiving, will she get child support from Lewis? All right. Here we go. The Princess of Wands. All right. Now here we got this fire. Okay. This is one of those things where I see that there could be some childishness involved. Okay. I know that's not what you want to hear. Be careful. All right. Understand, you're going to have to stay vigilant. You're going to have to stay looking at it. But at the same point, make sure you know what's going on, because the Princess of Wands, which would be the Page of Wands, is always about being passionate, going after it. I think what I'm picking up is he is passionate about taking care of the kids. There's some anger towards you, if that makes any sense. And this is going to play a part. So make sure you understand that. I've got the Princess of Wands. So there's a caution that comes in there, and you're going to have to see the tiger. Ask for what you want. Don't get played. Don't get moved around. We have, here we are, Six of Wands. Victory is coming. If you stick to your guns and know what you want and stay with it, you'll win out. It actually says victory right here. Okay? Six of Wands. Woo! Coming through the finish line, standing up, raising our arms, and knowing that we're going to be able to be successful. All right? So there we go. That's what we have so far. All right. If y'all are coming in, all right, and you want to post a question, go ahead and post a question. I have a lot of things going on, and let's see what's happening around. So, Arcana says, I love pendulum readings. I love using the pendulum. You know, what's funny is Bridget and I have such a strong affinity to pendulums. And, we cannot approach a pendulum display rack at a juju store at the same time. We cannot, all right? Because everything gets a little wonky, all the energy. Sure, Jen, go ahead and post another question. It's okay. We're a little quiet tonight. Let's find out. The Ace of Cups is very prominent tonight. You're right, Cynthia. So what I'm going to do here, while seeing if we get any more questions in here, I'm going to ask why, okay? And what is the big thing about the Ace of Cups tonight? So let's ask Spirit that. Spirit, why is the Ace of Cups being so prominent tonight? Is there something that's going on that's a global message or a community message? Okay, let's see. And we'll find out. Okay, so give me a second. Why is the Ace of Cups being so prominent tonight? Let's take a look and find out. What is that message? Because aces are beginning. It's new. It encompasses the whole idea. Here we are with the Princess of Swords. Okay. One of the things that I said this earlier, that I'm really picking up, we have to be careful. Okay. That balance. Remember the justice, the karma with the scales and the sword. We have to be very careful not to be too analytical or too emotional. We have to be balanced tonight. There's something coming in our head, and we have to study what's going on around us. Spirit does not want us to completely rely on emotion. That's what's happening. And there's a warning here with this Ace of Cups, because we need to remember Cups isn't always happy. Okay? Cups isn't joy, love. Cups is emotion. In that emotion is anger, grief, sorrow. All of that falls under the Ace of Cups. So I need to see that with these emotions, we have to take some time and study what's going on and be alert and be aware of what's happening. We have the Three of Cups. It's going to be a time for celebration. So things that are happening that we're going to be able to enjoy and live and love and laugh and learn together. All right. But you need to surround yourselves with the people that have your back and that are of the same like mind. We have abundance pouring in. All right. So again, why is it so prominent? The first card we got was this Princess of Swords. Look at what's going on around you. Be present, be mental about it, and know what's going on and study and see what's happening. We have the Seven of Wands here. The seven. There is that Seven of Wands, which talks about standing tall and defending yourself. Okay? Remember to stand your ground about who you are. Don't get lost. When we start getting lost, okay, we start getting played. Now, notice in this seven, yes, our people are generally always defending themselves, but they're not on the attack. You cannot stay, okay, on the offensive. You can defend yourself, but then it's time to turn around and move on. Finally, with that, we have the Two of Pentacles again. And this is talking about there's got to be a balance. In this earth, in this world, we all have to balance the emotional state and our psychological state. And when we have those working together, things are going to be just fine. Okay? So, bangerang. I'm mixing the cards up again, so if they come up together again, we'll know Spirit meant for it to be. All right, let's see what's going on here. What have we got? JA. Oh, we already did that one. That one's up there from the front. I'm going to take that one down. And Jen, I want to know why Lewis messaged me. Ask him. Okay, this is what's going on. You can't look for shortcuts because somebody can tell you something and it's wrong. Okay, it's up to you to decipher it. You need to talk about it. You need to find out. When he messaged you, what was the nature of the message? If you have a question, you need to ask him. Okay, do not rely on somebody coming in with a bunch of cards and saying, "Oh, here's why." Because it may be wrong. All right. Things change. Let's find out. I'll tell you what you need to know about being in a relationship with Lewis. Let's find that out right now. Here we go. All right. And your first card, the star. You know, I feel like there may have been some problems or whatnot, and they're trying to figure it out, but there's hope and direction. Somebody needs to make sure you're staying on course with this relationship. And that means communicating. Okay. That means talking to this person so y'all get on a level of communication and you understand. No guessing. A lot of people turn to tarot for like a cheat code, and it doesn't work that way. I don't care what anybody else tells you, what other tarot readers tell you. Nothing is written in stone. Our future is not dictated. That I firmly believe. We can change our stars. We can change our path. All right. And you need to understand that. So just because something appears this way right now doesn't mean that healing can occur, finding direction and always seeing hope. This is important. This is the 17, the 1. There we are back at that individual again. And the 7, observing, looking at what's happening, looking at what's going around and making sure you understand what's happening in this relationship. We have the 10 of Wands. There's some type of baggage, either from you or from him. I don't know. Okay. But look at what this says. Oppression. I want you to stop worrying about who loves me, who likes me, and you need to live your life. And there's some things from the past, one or both of you need to put down. That's what this 10 is about. Bringing something to an end so you can start over and have something new. You know, we go from there, and there we are, right back to that 7 of Wands. I feel like this very well could be a defensive relationship. It could start out great, but then everybody's winding up bickering, fighting. Watch yourself and just watch what's going on. I'm not getting great vibes here, Jen. Okay. And that's why you have to, at some point, just establish, move slow, find out what's going on and find out why is he messing you. If you want to go into more detail, I'd be glad to do that if you book a session. Okay. And then you can talk to me about the message, what the message says, and I can get into it more. All right. Wow. Bang. All right. Okay. Here we go. All right. Let's see. So kind of like don't let emotions control your thinking and think rationally. Yes, you got it, but you have to acknowledge the emotion. This is exactly worded it very, very clear. Be happy, be smart, look for love. We're always telling people if you don't put out that you're looking for love, you'll never find it. Okay. But you have to be smart about it. All right. Does that make sense? You know, I'm feeling don't bicker over petty shit. That very well could be. I have no clue. All right. Engaged Reiki, good to see you. Much love, Rob and Bangarang crew. What's happening? Haven't seen you in ages. Welcome back. Hit that subscribe button, hit the like button, and come on in. Sorry, tribe. No idea where that came from. That's okay. Let's see what's happening. You know, J.A., Rev Rob, what boundaries do I have to set with my toxic friend Harmony? You know what? And from this point now, I'm going to say you need to book a session. Okay. We're going into a little too much here. And I got other people I want to try to get to or whatnot. You want to go into these type of details and go into more? Let's book a session. All right. But, you know, setting boundaries are not a hard thing. Let's talk about setting boundaries. We all need to set boundaries. You know when a boundary needs to be set because you become uncomfortable. Once you become uncomfortable, there's a marker, a flag for you that you need to set boundaries. We all have that. When we get our anger, when something makes us angry, when something makes us those gut feelings, we don't like it. We need to learn to set boundaries. And boundaries, a lot of times, it's not about them, it's about us. Learning to say no, learning to know that it's okay to tell people no. Like I just did with JA. I set a boundary. Okay, that's enough. If you want to go into more detail than that, come back next week, okay? Or book a session. This is it. And that's what we're trying to do. We all need to learn to set boundaries. There's no hate in that. There's no anything. Jay knows I don't mean anything bad about it. Okay. But there is certain things that we have to learn to tell people no. And, it's easier than what we think. Okay. If we follow what we tell our children to do. Oh, ouch, whack. Yes. Think about it. If this relationship was going on, if any relationship was going on, and you are trying to figure out where are my boundaries, step back, look at it. There's a relationship, there's a therapy thing that I use. It's called the chair, the empty chair. And what I would do is have people sit in the chair, okay? And there's actually two chairs, and they would sit across from an empty chair. And they would either talk to their child or talk to themselves as if they were a third party and saying, here's what you need to be on the lookout for. But it didn't just end there. Then they had to get up and go sit in the other chair and answer it back from their or that person's standpoint. It's understanding what's going on and what's happening. It's very important. So setting boundaries is something we all need to learn to do. And there's nothing wrong with it. We're all afraid that somebody A won't like us, they'll get mad at us. You know what? If these people get mad at you for setting boundaries, all right, then they're not your friend. And better off, hey, okay, we'll get together over coffee sometime. Let it go. All right. But I have to live my life. I have to live my own life. And it's one of those tough things that I had to do to learn to set boundaries. Yachty, good to see you. Hey, Rev Rob and Tribe, glad you're here. Welcome, welcome, welcome. Let's see what's going on here. Okay. Tarot and Attitude. There she is, my wife. Been part of the tribe since the start. New to the Bangarang tribe, hit like, share the episode, and don't forget to subscribe. That is absolutely what we need you to do. We're growing, we're growing, we're growing. The views are coming in, people are expanding, and we're going to have this tribe grow and grow. But I need your help to have it done. Okay? That's one of the things we need to do. All right. Donna, good to see you. Glad you are here. So many people coming in. All right. And so do I have any other questions coming in here real quick? If not, we're going to call this a night. We're going to see what's happening. Let's do one more reading. I did do the reading about why the Ace of Cups was coming up so prominently tonight. Let's do one quick reading for the group, for the tribe, and let's see what's happening. All right, Spirit, give us a parting message. Let us know what we need to know for the rest of this week, okay? Let people understand what's happening and let us know how we need to protect ourselves, what we need to do, and how things are going to move for us throughout the week. Just give us some guidance for the week, okay? Here we go, cutting the deck. Boom, first card, the Chariot. Wow, that's so important. Spirit's saying stay focused. Everybody stay focused. Look at what's going on. We're talking about all these emotions that are stirring right now. We're coming up on the holidays. The holidays are a hard time for a lot of people, okay? Even when it's not due to some other thing, sometimes having so much family around I used to have a full head of hair. Holidays made me pull it out. No, I'm only kidding. This is the Chariot. This is talking about 7. You look around, see what's going on, and notice we have 2 bulls here And one is black, one is white, and they're each wanting to go their own way. Our charioteer here is saying, we're going this way. I'm steering my chariot and I'm moving forward. We need to keep that in, stay focused and be able to move forward. Look, we have another chariot. And here we have the Prince of Wands. Talk about staying focused. Talk about moving forward. This prince is looking at what's on fire. What's important in your life? What's important of what's going on? Pay attention to it. Light that fire. If you're struggling with finding that passion, that fire, that energy, you need to separate yourself. Sit down. Say a prayer. Cleanse yourself. Do some things, whatever. We'll be glad to work with you. Book a session. I'll go over it with you, what you can do, okay? But it is time, okay, for you to understand that we have to stay focused on what we want as much as what the world wants, okay? And this is, always remember, when we're starting to feel down and we don't know how to get back on the horse, there's always hope. Look at that star popping up here again. There is, and look at all the water. She's sitting on the land. This is a mermaid sitting on the land. So they're telling you, you've got to be grounded. At the same time, you're dealing with your emotions. Now, look up. When you're trying to find this direction, don't forget, Spirit is there with you, to move you, and to help you find that direction. You might need to take some time for yourself and just sit by yourself for a little bit and start meditating and thinking about where you want to go. But another chariot, Prince of Pentacles in the real world. Look, fighting. I want to go here. I want to go there. Somebody's doing this. Things are constantly going to be trying to pull us off guard in the upcoming week. Make sure you are in control spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and physically. That's very important. Wow. Bangarang. You know, I haven't had a reading in forever. Grateful to know how the energies are swirling around me. If you have time, absolutely. So what we're going to do is I've been doing some things with some core energies. I'm going to bring up, and we're going to do 3 cards: the core, the advice, the core, the challenge, and then the advice. Okay. What you need to know, what you need to do. So we're going to take a look at that real quick and let's get this started. So Engaged Reiki wants to know about what's some advice, what's going on the energies that are swirling around him at this moment. All right, Engaged, here we go. So your first card, the core energy, Temperance. There's energy telling you right now you've got to get balance. Have you lost balance? Is there something you need to get control of? You know deep down inside that you've got to find balance on and be able to come to peace and to terms with it. This is very important. So the core energy around you right now is telling you it's time to find balance. The challenge you're having is the 6 of Pentacles. You want to succeed. You want to move. You're kind of becoming impatient, okay? And you're like, Rob, that's the 6 of Pentacles. That's a great card. Yes, it is. But we got to remember the question. It's the challenge. So if this is a challenge for you, is this about looking at what's going on and being patient, remembering to give back, remembering to follow through and finding victory in the real world and finding out what's going on? Ultimately, the advice, the 5 of Pentacles is here. Worry. Now, this is the advice, okay? What this is saying is you might need to ask somebody for help. Renew your connection with Spirit, renew your connection, and that it's okay to say, I need some advice. But if we get too lost in the mental thing, part of it, you're gonna lose your way. And this is what I'm saying. I'm saying focus, focus, focus. That kind of came through in that whole meaning, okay, of when I did the whole group read. Because staying focused, look here, they're worried, there's so much hurt, they need help, and they're sitting, what this portrays is they're sitting at the entrance of a church that will help them. The help is right here, but we're so lost in our woe. So there's your advice. Don't get lost, all right? look up, ask for help, and keep going for clarification until it comes to you as a whole. All right? Wow. Bangarang. Okay, let's see what's going. See where we got here. All right, people saying good night. Everybody's happy. Glad you did, Yanni. Glad you came in. Glad you said said hi. We miss you. Glad everything's working out for you. And we will talk to you sometime soon. Everybody, remember, hit the subscribe button, hit the like button, and share, share, share. So, everybody, with all that being said for tonight, there's our Power Tarot for this week. Wednesday night, okay? Wednesday night, 8:30. Be on Bridget channel as we talk about sigils. We teach a little bit how to make them, different ways to make them. There are different things you can do, okay? And we're going to bring that up, all right? And we're going to have, as usual, we always have fun, all right? And then for those of y'all meeting me on Thursday night, we're on for Thursday. Okay, so let's find out what's going on. Everybody, remember, take what you want, leave what you don't, but leave having experienced some peace, love, and light. Bangarang.